so I've come into the centre of Helsinki because I want to do a challenge. It's something, the reason why I started YouTube is because to help people, but also to personal development. One thing that scares me quite a lot is like what other people probably think of me. When other people see me doing silly things, that this is what's deemed silly, and people judge you in their own mind. I want to kind of break free of judgment from other people, and this is one of these reasons why I started YouTube, and this is what I'm going to do now as an exercise. So I'm going to go to 3 or 4 busy spots within Helsinki, and I'm going to talk about a subject that I have no idea about. My wife Emma is going to tell me a subject on the spur, and then I'm going to talk about it randomly. Now, the idea of this is to get outside of my comfort zone, A, because there's loads of people around looking at you and thinking, what the hell is this guy doing? But also B, just to think off the top of my head and talk about a conversation that I haven't pre-planned or thought about. So one problem is obviously in Helsinki there aren't a great deal amount of people, but we'll find those places where I can go and there's people waving in the background, which is great. But yeah, so the idea is to become comfortable with the uncomfortable. So each time I'll have about 2 minutes limit to talk about the subject, and hopefully I can talk over a minute on that subject. Also, it's going to be in one cut, one take on each place, so there's no hiding from a fact if I start stumbling or get awkward or discomfortable with the whole situation. So that's it, let's get underway and we'll go to the next location right about now. Bananas. So I've got 2 minutes to talk about bananas. Well, so bananas are actually my favourite fruit, if you didn't know about it already. They're so versatile, so you can use them in smoothies, they're very portable because they've got skin on them, and also they're very, very good nutritionally wise because they're full of carbohydrates, full of sugars, which your body essentially works on sugar. So having a banana, especially when it's ripe, is really good. Now, there are 3 different stages of a banana. Is she smoking? I don't know. But yeah, so I'll just move a little bit out of the way. But 3 different stages of a banana. So when you've got it really green, hooey, I really don't like them. Then you've got like yellow, kind of like you know, like a banana skin that you see in a picture of someone, not someone, but in a cartoon. And then you've got the ones that are, you know, really brown and spotty, and they're the ones that I love. They go great in a smoothie, they're great for cooking, so you can use it as something that solidifies something together, like in a banana bread. And also, as I said, it's very quick releasing energy. So if you eat a banana when it's green-ish, I wouldn't recommend it. But first of all, it will come into your system as a very slow releasing carbohydrate, as if you were eating rice or something. Then if you had like the yellow one, it's going to be like a medium releasing, so it'll maybe like a processed bread or starch of some kind. It'll come into your blood system and you'll get a lot more sugars then. But if you want quick releasing sugars and what is going to be the most effective fuel for your body, then you want the brown spotty bananas. Now, that was a good subject because I really enjoy bananas. I love bananas, talking about them. I think I'd probably get banana pajamas if I could. And yeah, subject 1, done. Living abroad. So next subject is living abroad. Right, so for me, since I am now 34 years of age, 34 years young, I have lived abroad for quite a while of my life. So since the age of 10, I moved abroad and lived in Austria with my parents, then we went to Denmark, then to Germany, and then actually I went back to England. So that from such a young age, living abroad really kind of like changed and altered the way that I am, because also as an only child and constantly having to move, I would constantly have to make new friends, find new areas, and that was like really good and it really developed me as a person. So having that change and moving around and destabilizing yourself, really, that's what I guess it is in every sense. That if you destabilize yourself in the way that is, destabilization is probably referred to in a way in your mind as a negative impact, but it actually enables you to grow further and grow even more. So going and having new experiences and living abroad, it enables you to live and to get outside of your comfort zone, to find new opportunities and new ways of just the things that you have to do, new processes. Then also if you've lived abroad, you take all those experiences and you bring them back into the way that you, where you currently live, say it's back home, wherever home may be, and then you have all these great experiences that will probably benefit and help you. Now, also the other thing I'd say quickly about living abroad, I've got 5 seconds probably, is that it really is just a wonderful thing to see the world in different ways and different cultures, because every culture does stuff differently. If it's from family-wise or from food culture, really good thing to do. Live abroad and you get that different culture. Different seasons. Okay, so the next subject is different seasons, right? Well, I live in a place in a country here in Finland where we have the 4 different seasons. I actually really enjoy that, and that's one of the things that are really great about this country. And I think, like, you know, places where you live above the Tropic of Capricorn and under the one of Cancer, is that you get the 4 proper seasons. So you get snow, wind, summer, spring, and you get just like different types of life throughout that. What's really good, and for me as a runner and who enjoys being outside, is the fact that if you live in a place where you get the 4 different seasons, it's kind of like getting 4 different types of places to go and run. So you might have one forest that you go, your local run, but it looks different in all different types of seasons. And that's, I think you'll find in my videos, you'll see me, I'm always sort of surprised and mesmerized by how beautiful things are around me. And that is, you know, one of the reasons is because every day just looks completely different. Like now, the spring, it feels like spring has come and the sunshine's come out. You appreciate the different things, and it's really nice to sort of be able to appreciate, you know, it gives you it enables you, sorry, to be able to appreciate what you have. So the more daylight comes, you start to enjoy more that the season has enabled that. Or if it's winter time and there's less daylight, it gives you time to appreciate that sort of moment and either rest more or do different sports or night cycling, whatever it may be. But the 4 different seasons really do bring out the best of you and kind of your environment that you live in. Another thing that might be worth mentioning is the fact that it's actually really good for the planet. It's really good for if you're growing crops and such, because you're giving the chance for the crops and such to rest and having a different seasonal, going through different produce. So you have lots of different vegetables and fruits. That you have some that will flourish more in the springtime, and you're gonna have some that were gonna be midsummer and some towards the end of the summer. So I've run out of time. That was number 3. Right, so there you go, challenge is done. We've done it in 3 different places. Now we're here in try to be in very open places where there's lots of people. It can be quite challenging, may I say, in Helsinki, where there isn't a great deal of people. And I tried to do it outside as well, sticking in one place. Now, it really pushed me, it was really hard. I could feel my heart rate beating quite a lot. But something that I could feel like the adrenaline after, and I was super happy that I did it. I felt proud of myself by overcoming my fears, putting myself in situations where it's super hard. It's still hard now to talk and sort of articulate myself correctly. The other point being as well that, you know, you have such a short amount of time to think and talk about your subject, but to articulate it correctly was quite difficult as well. Now, I would recommend maybe not go and do this, because that might not be your thing, but just get out, do something to push yourself and get outside of your comfort zone. Try and just think about things and write down a list. This is what I did. Write down a list of things that maybe you might find that make you scared and that really push you, write those things down, and once you've written stuff down, it actually comes to life that you can kind of think, how can I address those things? Can I then go and, you know, do what I did, public speaking? Is it putting yourself in front of a camera? Or is it actually voicing your opinion to someone that you are vegan, or that you don't like that they're smoking next to you? Whichever it might be, that is something that is going to be actually enlightening for yourself and help you. So just get outside your comfort zone. That is one thing that I really want a key takeaway from this thing, for myself also. I might do a few more of these things because they're quite interesting. Hope you found it interesting. Now please leave any comments, what you thought about it, or what you'd like me to do, how you want me to push myself, and if you think I dealt with it good or if I dealt with it bad, leave them in the comments below. Like and subscribe, blah blah blah. Cheers, thanks a lot.